I said, do you have geostigma? What? I don't know, man. Is that something you left in the fridge? That's probably how it would go down, and then they go out and have a beer. Yeah. I know you guys want to have everybody fight, but why can't we be peaceful? The world's too full of fighting right now. Good question, though. Thanks. Bang.
Hello again.
Hi.
I'm just wondering, do you ever have fun with your voices outside of work? Like when you order food or something?
Yeah, well, I have done that before, and it's gotten me in trouble. I've ordered, what did I order? I ordered a burger at McDonald's, I think, or one of those places, Carl's Jr., as, I think it was as Leron recently. And you know how bad the speakers are in those places? They just couldn't understand what I was saying, and they thought I was just being an idiot. So they just got mad at me. And the other time was in a toy store. Do you guys have Toys R Us here? Yeah. Well, back home, I was at a Toys R Us and I was looking for an action figure. I think it might have been one of the Transformers things. Oh no, it was a Digimon toy. I came up and I saw
A Guilmon toy, exactly. That's what it was. So I'm in that aisle.
I'm in the aisle looking at the Guilmon toys, and there's this little boy who's probably 5 years old, and he's got one in his hand, and he wants to get it. He's talking to his mom, and he's trying to convince her to get it. And I came up next to him, and I said,
You know, I do his voice on TV.
and the little boy just goes, started crying, and the mother looks at me, and she goes, "What did you say to him? Wait for my son." And I thought she was going to call security, and I just wanted to say hi and tell him that I did the voice of the toy. So it doesn't go over well in the real world. Here it sounds fine in context, but I go out in the real world and people just get really uncomfortable. So I don't do it that much. Thank you. Aw, gentlemen. Give a hand to the gentleman. Yes. Chivalry is not dead. Yes. Okay. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Do you do anything to like get into mood to voice acting for like a character? Do you do anything like just kind of like strange to get into the character you're trying to perform as?
Oh, I do lots of strange things. It's usually not for character specifically, but just to warm up my voice, which I would suggest all of you aspiring voice actors do. Warm up before you go to a session. But that's where I do my weirdest stuff is in the car. I do vocal exercises. So I'll do like warm-ups for the muscles around the mouth, and it's just basically vowel sounds. So I'll go A, E, I, O, ooh, and just stretch it out as far as I can. Or it looks really stupid, but it actually warms up the whole mouth. Um, or for commercials, I'll do things like available for limited time only at participating dealers. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. That sort of thing. Um, and I just do that in the car, and people think I'm out of my mind. But when I get to the studio, I kind of have to be ready to go and ready to do anything because most of the time we don't have any preparation at all. So, usually they'll just show me a picture of the character and then throw a script in front of me, and we're off and running. And it's that fast. It's not like in film or TV where you have weeks or months to prepare for a character. We just have to pull it right out in that moment. So there are some exceptions. There are things like in the shows like Transformers, the bigger shows, or now Star Wars, those kinds of things, where we'll get the script maybe 2 or 3 days beforehand. And before we started working on the whole show, we sat around a big table and we sort of figured out what we were going to do. But that's really the only kind of preparation that we ever get as voice actors. So you have to be. That's why I'm saying improv is really important. You have to be able to pull it out really quickly.
Can I also hear your Orochimaru voice?
Orochimaru, yes. Welcome to my village. Where's Sasuke? Thank you. Hey, how are you?
Good yourself?
Very well, thank you.
Cool. Well, you've been in some pretty big things. As mentioned before, Cowboy Bebop, uh, pretty universal. Mass Effect, one of the biggest game franchises of this, gaming generation. Right.
I am Krogan. Yep.
So, like, when you look at a script, do you like feel that out? Like, this is like a huge deal. I want to be a part of this. Or do you just kind of You know, like what do you look into when you like read a script? And you
Well,
tell the performance?
that's a really good question. Most of the time, I don't even know what the game is, and especially on big video games like that, they'll have a code name for it, and we'll go in without knowing. We have to sign what they call a non-disclosure agreement. So if we do figure it out, we're not allowed to talk about it. So getting really excited about something like that can actually work against your performance. So I treat everything equally. Otherwise, it would just freak me out, and I just get nervous by the enormity of it. Star Wars was one of those things where I didn't know what the show was until I actually started working on it. And when we auditioned for that show, we did it under a different title completely. They just called it Wolf. And the characters had different names. They didn't have any references to Star Wars stuff. And I got the call when I was in England for a convention, went to this studio out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm starting to read the script with these guys over the phone. We did this phone patch back to Northern California. And I start reading in the script, and I'm saying, wait a second, there's stormtroopers in here, there's a Jedi. This is Star Wars. They're going, yeah, you didn't know that? And I said, this is Star Wars. And I actually had to take a moment and breathe so that I could perform like all the other shows. But being a fan of that franchise kind of threw me for a second. So it's better that we don't know in most cases. But that's a really good question because it's very easy to get lost in that. Thank you. And I didn't know for Cowboy Bebop either. I didn't know how big Cowboy Bebop was going to be. None of us did. So made it a lot easier not knowing. Okay, come on up. Who's next?
Hi.
Hello.
I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Come on, we're just family here. It's good.
I wanted to know how you got into voice acting.
How I got into voice acting?
Yeah.
I got in the most bass-backwards way you can imagine. I was working as a driver and a mailroom clerk for a low-budget film company. Do you guys know a company called Full Moon Entertainment? We made Reanimator and Ghoulies and some of those movies. It's before your time. You're young. It's all right. Anyway, we made low-budget sci-fi monster movies. Puppet Master, a lot of those types of films. And I was working in the mailroom, and I was a musician during my normal working hours. And the guy who was the head of the mailroom was casting this Japanimation project called The Guyver. And you guys know The Guyver? Yeah? Nice, good, cool. And so he said, well, I need a guy who's got a really deep voice who can do a creature and match the lip flaps. And you've got the deepest voice in the mailroom, so you want to come in on a weekend, and I'll pay you $7 a line if you get the job, and I'll feed you free breakfast and lunch. And being a starving musician, all I heard was free breakfast and lunch. So, so it works, right? So I go to the studio, which was in a treehouse. It was called the Cave, and it was built into the side of a hillside in a tree. And so he carved out part of this hillside, and part of it was attached to the tree. And he builds this treehouse, and there's a studio for his band and this crazy rock and roll guy. And I go up into the studio, and I just come up to the microphone, and they said, all right, this is the creature. They showed me the image on the screen, and they said, look, can you do the creature voice? And so I just went, something like that. I don't know what it was. It was a zoonoid, this creature called a zoonoid. Excuse me. And then I had to pretend I was grabbing his arm, ripping it off, and then beating him with it, something like that. So that was my audition for the thing. And I got the role, and they said, okay, you're working today. We'll see how it goes. The next day they called me back in, and then the next week they called me back in, and then eventually they gave me the part of the main bad guy on that show as Guyver 3, and Agito was his name. And did 26 episodes of that show just for fun. I was just doing it on the weekend for fun, didn't make much money at it. And that company became one of the main companies in town, and they kept hiring me for other jobs. So I just worked for them for many years, just for fun. I never expected to make a career out of it. The money was never good. And even when we started doing things like Cowboy Bebop, I made less on 26 episodes of that show than I made on one episode of Legend of Korra. So, and there's no residuals. I mean, it's not something that I thought I was going to make a business out of. So I just kept doing it for all those years until I really learned how to act. And I stole from all my friends. I would just go into the studio, I'd watch what they were doing and copy it, and then just kind of put it into my mental bag of tricks. And then, many, many years later, when I was 40 years old, I finally booked a 7-Eleven commercial and quit my job and start doing voiceover full time. But I would always have 2 or 3 other jobs to support that all those years. So, you're welcome. You've been purified. Aww. Yes. Hi. Hi.
Um,
It's okay, baby.
who's your favorite Digimon?
My favorite Digimon is Guilmon.
It's
No contest. I love that guy. How could it be better than that?
Let's hear some Metal Greymon.
what was that?
Let's hear some Metal Greymon.
Metal Greymon. I don't.
Black Greymon.
Blackwater Greymon.
Yeah, Black
Oh, I don't remember what he sounded like. I think he was sort of like me, but deeper. I don't know. Blackwater Greymon, Digivolve 2, something like that. I don't know.
Guilmon! I don't know.
I honestly don't remember. It was so long ago.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I remember, what was that other one? The Fire of Courage.
Ranger-mon.
Oh, Raydramon. That was the other one, though. Raydramon. He was the one that sort of looked like an armadillo or something. I don't know what he was. Flamedramon. That was the other one. Flamedramon, the Fire of Courage. He was fun, too. He was my first Digimon.
Oh.
That's it? Okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
It's Gentlemanmon. Hi.
Hi. I like the villain you played on Wolf's Reign too. I forgot his name.
Lord Darsha.
Yeah, Lord
Yes.
Darsha. He was awesome.
Yes.
But could you please do an impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't do a very good Arnold, sorry. I'm not really an impressionist, I don't do that kind of thing. Except, get to the chopper. I'm not. That's not one of my strong suits. Other people.
No, that was pretty
My
good.
girlfriend actually does a much better impersonation of him than I do.
Really?
So yeah, everybody in Hollywood does a better impersonation than I do. So, but thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Arnold. Hi.
I'm so nervous. Okay, so you played Wolverine, you played even Green Arrow, you want to play Batman, you've even played a villain on Young Justice. So, what other comic character would you hope to play?
Oh man, I don't know. I've gotten to play so many of them. I mean, Batman would probably be the only one that I would even think of doing. What was that other one? There's, oh man, I don't know. There's so many from the Marvel universe, but usually it's the really weird ones, like Paste Pot Pete. I mean, really, really strange characters. I got to play Rocket Raccoon recently. Have you guys seen Guardians? Yeah, I got to play Rocket in the video games. That was really fun for me.
Just a New York kind of guy, that crazy kind of frenetic kind of mentality where he just can't sit still and hates everybody.
That was kind of fun. I like the guys who are really weird. Honestly, that's more fun for me than the real, stoic villains.
At least you got to propose to Black Canary.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey. That's your natural. Oh.
I was wondering, how do you make a demo reel?
How do you make a demo reel? Well, the best advice I could give you for making a demo reel is to go to a professional demo reel guy or girl who actually has a studio, can actually mix it properly for you. What I would suggest doing before you get to that point is take acting classes, take improv classes, get your acting together, and get your characters together. I would suggest getting 50 to 75 really good, strong characters together, condensing it down to maybe 15, 20 of your best at most, and then record them yourself over and over again. If you have a little, recording device, just do it over and over again until you get them really, really clean and get some good copy to work with, something that's interesting or funny, different than what you've heard before. The other thing I would suggest is going to voicebank.com. And VoiceBank is a online location where all of the best working voice actors in the industry have their reels up with their agencies. And so listen to their reels and listen very closely to how they construct their reels and the types of voices that they put on there. They specialize in commercial or animation or video games, those types of things. And there's a different type of reel for each one of those. So make sure that you tailor it to that type of thing. Keep it to 2 minutes at the very most. Make a 1-minute version also. But once you're ready for that, and I can't stress this enough, don't spend the money on having a professional reel done until it's really ready to go. Until you've been through acting classes, you get a professional voice coach to take a listen to it, to give you some advice on it, and make sure that you're going in the right direction. Because the thing I hate more than anything is to hear that new actors are spending $1,500 or $2,000 on a voice reel that is useless in the real world. And you have to remember that you're also going into a market where you're competing against the best in the world. And so it has to be on that level from the first time out. So make sure that you do all of your prep work before you get to that point. But all of that is actually, again, if you go to my website and go to D. Bradley Baker's blog, it's iwannabeavoiceactor.com. He tells you step by step how to go through that. There's also a book by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt, two really great voice actors and very good friends of mine who wrote this book called Voiceover Voice Actor. It's not very expensive, it's a little paperback book, but it also shows you step by step on how to do that. So take your time though, do it right.
Oh, can you do a line from Legend of Korra?
From Legend of Korra?
Yeah.
Let me see, I might have something written down. I'm on the spot here. You know, this will be actually more fun. I'm on a quest for reality. No, wait. I'm on a quest for equality. I'm on a tight schedule. Favorite dessert? Chocolate Amons. I'm unable to answer that last question. Can I get an Amon somebody? Benders hate the first day of the week. Why? Because it's a Monday. Favorite high-stakes game? A Monopoly. I'm experiencing a Monjoy. Favorite part of a movie? A montage. That's all I got. Thank you. And you've been purified. The revolution has begun. Hi.
Hi.
That's better. Hi.
Hi. I watched Cowboy Bebop for a long time, and I was wondering, what's your favorite scene when you played as Spike?
Oh man, so many fun scenes in that show. Wow, there were some really great ones. Actually, one of my favorite scenes with Spike was a non-verbal one. It was in Mushroom Samba when he's walking up the stairs, and it's just the visual of him walking up the stairs one step at a time. But probably the most memorable one for me was when he was in the movie in the jail cell opposite Elektra, and he's having that deep, heartfelt conversation with her, and it was just such a departure from what Spike normally does. It was probably the hardest scene that I've ever done. And the other one that I loved was in the beginning of that movie when he walks in and I guess he goes through the guard at the opening to that liquor store, and there's a guy hiding in the bathroom. You guys remember that? And he screams at Jet, and I probably can't do it here because there's a cuss word involved and there's kids here, so I know. I know.
Don't give me that art.
But the art of war crap, exactly. That was exactly it. So that was one of my favorite scenes. And then there was also another one where he was saying to Jet something about I killed the microphone. Okay. Something about kids, dogs, and women with attitudes. So tell me, Chet, why do we have all three of them neatly gathered on our ship? That was one of my favorite lines of his, too. And I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass. Thank you. Wow, show them. Look at that. Woo! Beautiful. Very nice. Nice artwork. What time is it?
Hi there. Hi there.
Hi.
when you joined Toonami as Tom, did you find you were inspired by the other voice actors when you all worked together? And how did you feel when Toonami had to call it quits the first time?
Oh man, well Tom, I recorded that alone. That was a very lonely existence, and it still is. I recorded Tom in a recording booth in Burbank, and the guys were in Atlanta, Georgia, and so everything was over the phone. And even now, I record at home. I have a home studio, and so I do it at home, usually in shorts and a t-shirt, and the guys are in Atlanta, and we do it over the phone still. So I didn't really get to work with the other voice actors. And in fact, I've only seen the guys from Atlanta maybe 3 or 4 times, and in all of these years, because we're so far apart. So it's not as much fun as it would be if they were in the same room. They're a bunch of really great, super creative guys, and especially when I'm doing like the video game reviews and stuff. Half the time they're playing the game on the phone. I can just hear the fingers clacking away, on the keyboard or on the controller. And they're just making up stuff as they go along. So I would love to be more a part of that process. But I love it. I mean, I love playing Tom, and thanks to you guys, we got it back on the air. So, is anybody staying up late watching Toonami still? Sweet, nice. Only Toonami on Adult Swim. Cool. Stay gold. Look at Jabba. Nice. Wow, that is awesome. I have to take a picture. That's too. Oh, very nice.
Suva Wagutoyatinsa as the Steve Blum signed the microphone.
Okay. I actually understood that, and I will do that. Oh my God, that is hilarious. All right, I gotta do this. Let me see if I have it.
This is so cute.
Oh, you have a Sharpie ready? An extra large Sharpie, of course. Okay. There it is. Thank you. Thank you, Jabba. All right. Well, that's a first. I just wonder what that porthole is for. If you see the little frog thing come out of there, run. Come on up. Who's next? Yeah, I know. We are all in awe of Jabba. That is amazing. Wow. Hi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We broke it. Let's plug in Jabba's mic. Oh. Whoa. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm a big fan of Samurai Champloo.
Oh, nice.
And I want to say like playing like a vulgar character like Mugen, which is like totally different from mostly what you've been playing.
Right.
I was just wondering if you could say like a line from him, but like because his lines were mostly vulgar in this kid here.
His lines were mostly vulgar.
Yeah.
And the only thing I remember is him always looking for dumplings. So I don't know if most things I have written down, I actually have a cheat sheet here. And I don't think that I put anything down for him. Let me see, maybe I do. If you can remember a line, I can repeat it, but no, I don't have anything for Mugen. Yeah, all I remember is got dumplings. And he's always hungry.
I don't think you can shout out you bastards.
Can I say that?
Can you say bastards?
You bastards!
Thank you.
Okay, Tiz Khan, why not? Oh, Deadpool, again.
Hey, can I just do like a little video? I'm gonna poke your face and you just do Logan.
What was that?
I'm just gonna poke your face and just do whatever line you come out as a Deadpool, as a Logan. Yeah.
You're gonna poke my face?
Yeah, it's just
Oh, okay.
it's just like record like Logan or whatever. Yeah. Or,
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna get my face poked. This is gonna end up on YouTube. If you're gonna poke me, make it count, bub. I was kidding. I was actually kidding. This is really uncomfortable. don't, don't make the claws come out. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Wow. Okay. I feel dirty. Hi.
So
And
have you ever had to like sing or do any kind of like musical number for any of your characters?
I have actually. I did. I worked on a show called Doc McStuffins. You guys know Doc McStuffins for little kids?
Yeah, I was a singing kangaroo. And I had to do I feel better, so much better. Thank you, Doc, for taking all my ouches away. You would, right. And I feel better, so much better now.
Listen to that. Harmonies. Beautiful. Yeah. Yes, I've done very limited singing with that. I think I sang as Ogren, probably really drunk, and maybe even grunt in the shower or something. I don't know. But I don't remember what I sang. Thank you. Made me feel clean again. I feel purified. Yes. Okay. Next. Come on up. Hi. Cookie.
Hello, Mr. Blum. What was your reaction when Spacesuit Tom turned into like Robot Man Tom?
Are you talking about from the first Tom
Yes.
to the one that I started voicing?
I thought you voiced both Toms.
Well, not the very first one, not the little one with the big belly. That was Sunny Straight. I came in as Tom too after that one got eaten. So I was really happy I was happy to get the job. I wasn't happy that he lost his job, and I've been apologizing ever since. But yeah, dude, I was thrilled. I couldn't even believe that they wanted me to do it. So
Was that the Spacesuit Tom?
that was, well, they all were kind of spacesuit Toms, and they had that one version of him with the big eyes that was kind of weird, and then we went back to the spacesuit afterwards. But yeah, from the time that I started, he was already in the spacesuit. I think the first one was too, if I remember right. I just remember having this nice little pot belly. It's very cute. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, same guy for me all the way through. All the different Toms I've played have been the same voice. We're good? Okay. Come on up. Who's next? Come on, don't be shy. Yay!
Can you how is it like voicing Dodechin, and can you say a few lines?
Don't call me Dotachine! That's all I remember from that. It was really funny. That was a really fun show to work on.
Oh, it's getting a second season.
It is getting a second season. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, good, good, great. Hopefully I'll get to work on it. Is he in it? Is Dotachin in it? I hope so. Okay. Tell him to hire me, okay? Awesome, thank you. Okay, who's next? Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering if you have a favorite medium, video games, anime, animation, and why it would be your favorite.
Oh, wow. I love all the different versions of voice acting for different reasons. Anime, I love because it's where I started, and that's where so many of my friends are, and I have a deep affection for the anime crowd. You guys are my family, and you guys gave me a career, so that's where my heart is probably most deeply embedded. Video games are tough just because we have to do so many lines at a time, and I wish that we had more time to explore those characters, but usually I have to get through 400 to 600 lines in a 4-hour session, so we're just banging them through as fast as we can. So that's technically probably more difficult. And original animation is probably the most fun on a day-to-day basis, just because I get to work with a full cast, and everybody's crazy. And they're all improv people or comedians or on-camera actors. Or just crazy voice actors, and we get to play. We're a bunch of grown-ups in a sandbox, and we just do everything we can to make each other laugh, and it's just a bunch of stupid grown-ups pretending to be kids. And the director really has to treat us like children in the booth, because that's how we behave. But I think that's what keeps all of us young and keeps all of us really enjoying what we do every day, is that we have fun every time we go to work. So probably overall, I would say the original animation things are the most fun, followed by anime, then video games, and then commercials, because those are kind of tense sometimes too. Thank you. You look great.
Hello, Steve Blum.
Hello.
I have a girlfriend who's infatuated with Legend of Korra fan fiction. I was hoping you can do a passage for her.
Sure.
All right.
Uh-oh, this could go really wrong. All right. All right, let's see. As Amon, I'm assuming, yeah. Okay. Oh, you want me to read the whole thing? Okay. Good evening, Avatar. Amon's dark voice sounded, sending goosebumps all over Korra's tan skin as she turned around to face him. I am surprised to find you here, after all. I was sure you had regretted your challenge and fled the scene in the last moment. I see you did not, which was very foolish of you. Do not worry, Avatar. I have plans, and I am saving you for last. Thank you. I feel dirty again. Great. Come on up.
I can put the file into my laptop. Keep switching it out.
First of all, it's an honor to meet you, sir. I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you.
I really loved your work as in Naruto, especially.
Oh, thanks.
I was wondering, could you do a line as Zabuza?
As Zabuza. Let me see if I have something written, because I don't remember much of that. That was a long time ago. I don't know if I can still do this. Ushisaru une I tori ushiguma tori ne tora ina I ushi. Oh, I can't even do it. Ushi tsuchimi I tsuchime. I think that was, but, and I had somebody do it, the hand signs for me. The only other thing I remember from that is, I was about to create a vortex, but he created one first! Sure, I can do that. We're probably not supposed to be signing. Okay, this, you know what, this is the last one because I said yes already, but this is the last one up here, and then I'm going to be doing a signing later, so just come on over by the table and I'll do it there. You're welcome. I'll get a better pen.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll just be a minute here. Hang on.
First come, first serve.
There you are. Don't tell anyone. You're welcome. Come on up. Who's next?
Next victim.
Next victim. Hi.
Uh-oh.
Okay, gentlemen.
Somebody help her with that, please.
Awesome. Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. Hi.
What did you like best about Guilmon?
What did I like best about him? I think I liked his innocence. I just liked that he had the mind of a little guy, like a little boy. And he looked at the world with a sense of optimism. You know what optimism is? He looked at the world thinking that the best was possible. He didn't really think that people were bad.
And I don't think there's enough of that in the world. And a lot of my characters have a kind of a sad or an evil look at the world. And Guilmon sort of looked at people in the world with kind of from a happy place and a place of hope. And he didn't really like the fighting. He only did it when he absolutely had to. And I really like that kind of a character, especially on kid shows. So that made me happy. And I also like that he put Mon on the end of everybody's name. What's your name?
Angelina.
So today you are Angelina Mon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next. Come on. Here we go. That's a great walk. See, that's a happy walk. You could change the world with a happy walk.
Okay, so you did Avatar from StarCraft Heart of the Swarm, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You know Avatar from Heart of the Swarm?
Oh, Abathur, yeah.
I was just wondering, could you do like a line from?
Ooh, that one's hard because they changed my voice with electronics, but some of the stuff he said would be, look at flesh, see only potential, strands, sequences, twisting, separating, joining, see how it could be better, eat flesh, splinter bone, inside me can touch it, weave it, spin it, make it great. Never perfect. Perfection, gold that changes. And as he's speaking, his mouth is going like this. It's really gross. Spitting. And that's about as close as I can get without pitching it down.
Okay.
Well, yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Nice. Let's give him a hand for the happy walk. Yay for the happy walk. Yay. All right, who's next? Come on up. Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm a really big fan of Gurren Lagann.
Thank you, hon.
So I was wondering, since Leron's a mechanic,
Yes.
what would it be like if Leron got a hold of Starscream?
There might be some rewiring taking place.
Like, could you give us an example if, like, Leron actually met Starscream?
Oh my goodness. Well, the first thing he would say is, I love your heels, hon. And Starscream would say, are you speaking to me? Oh, you're cute, aren't you? Would you like to join my armada? And by armada, do you mean that thing that flies? Yes. Well, I think I'd like to make some adjustments on that, hon. Let's start with you. Bend over. Ooh, I like the sound of this. Don't tell Megatron.
And what is your proudest accomplishment so far as a voice actor?
Oh, wow. Proudest accomplishment so far is keeping my kids alive till they were 18 years old. As a voice actor, man, it's hard to say what an accomplishment is as a voice actor. I think the proudest accomplishment I've had is really when people are affected by something that I've done, and it's not necessarily my accomplishment, it's how people react to it. And I think one of the moments that made me feel best about doing what I do is I was in New Zealand several years ago, and there was a guy who came up to me, this big Samoan-looking guy, and he cried. He started crying in front of me at my autograph table, and telling me that he had a little boy who was now 12 years old, but when he was younger, he's highly autistic, and he would sit in the corner and just rock back and forth, and he was nonverbal, completely nonverbal. And he connected with one of my characters. It was Guilmon from Digimon. And something about that character opened up a part of his brain where it got him talking. And he said, Daddy, for the first time. And he started saying, I like that show, and having this conversation with the family. And it opened up something in him that allowed him to feel like he was part of the world. And when that sort of thing happens, when I have that sort of an interaction with a fan that has been affected by what we do, first of all, it made me cry like a baby. I met the kid again the next day, and he brought the whole family, and we all hugged each other and we cried. But it changed me on a cellular level, and I felt like I was doing something that was worthwhile instead of just doing stupid voices in a rubber box, you know. So those kinds of moments, meeting you guys at these conventions, that's what I'm most proud of, is that we're all a community of people that support each other. And some of us are out in the world and we can't dress up like this out in the normal world. People just don't understand us. They don't understand the language that we speak and our love for this genre. And yet here, we can all come together as friends. You don't see people fighting at conventions like this. You don't see people bullying, for the most part, at conventions like this. Everybody is accepted. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, is to be part of this kind of a community where everybody feels like they have a place and an important part of the world and in their community. So that's what fills me up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi.
Is it true that you're voice of Tecmo for regular show?
That I'm Tecmo for regular show?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Do you?
Oh God, I don't know if I have anything for Tecmo. Let me see. I don't think I do. Do you know any lines? I don't remember any lines from that.
Remember?
I don't remember any Tecmo lines, sorry.
How does it work in the regular show cast?
A regular show is really fun. Are there regular show fans here? Yeah, regular show is one of my favorite shows to work on. The guys that created the show are amazing. The actors on the show are incredible. They always pair me with Mark Hamill, which is always really fun when we play the astronauts, and we've played a few characters together. So it's always really fun to go on that show. Roger Craig Smith is a really good friend of mine. and we laugh. We laugh a lot on that show. Tecmo was one of my favorite characters to play, and then I also played the guy on the park bench, the bum on the park bench who just loves his life, being homeless, and the astronaut guys, and then the guy in the Sandwich of Death episode on top of the mountain, who was telling him that he had to have the proper hairstyle and the proper shorts, otherwise if he ate the sandwich wrong way, he would die. That was really fun. So yeah, it's a great show to work on. I love that show.
You talk to JC Quintel a lot?
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. JG is in the sessions with us and playing Mordecai, and he's in every session. He directs the sessions, and he's also acting in the session. The guy's a genius. He created the whole thing. So yeah, he's really fun, really nice man. I'll tell him how much you love the show. Thanks for watching. Okay, cool. Who's next? Careful over the cords here. Yay! Good hop.
Hi, Gabe. Oh, whoa.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. I'm a very big fan of Samurai Champloo.
Yes.
And there's a quote, one of my favorite quotes, that if you can recite it,
Do you have it?
I can tell it to you.
Yeah.
Or can I walk up?
Yeah, you can walk up to me. That's fine. You want me to say it out loud? Okay. When you point a sword at someone, kill them first before they kill you. Oh, you want to do it again? Okay. She's going to record it. Okay. I'm not really going to kill you, just so you know. Okay. I'm doing this out of love. You ready? When you point a sword at someone, kill them first before they kill you. Or hug them. One of the two. And eat their dumplings. Thank you. Death and destruction. That's what you guys want. All right, come on up. Who's next? Ah, yes, here you are. Are you ready to have your bending removed?
Yes. Sir Blue or Sir Blum, or is that what you're really
It's
going
Bloom.
for? Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
My question is, why do you want to take my bending away?
Because I don't like yoga? I was drawn that way. I couldn't help it. Sorry.
Well, I don't really have a question for you. I just wanted to just talk to you.
That's all right. I won't take your bending away today. You might need it out here.
Yes, that's right. You better think twice, or else you're gonna face the Avatar, and you gotta deal with it.
Okay. I will take that as a challenge.
Okay, thank you. It was really nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Okay, who's next? Come on up. I'm not done with you yet. Really? You guys are done? That's it? Oh, here we go. Okay.
Hi again.
Hi again.
I was wondering, how do you have any recreational activities that you have going between cons and flying places and between work? Or like, how do you fit in work with recreational activities, with traveling between cons and maybe even different studios?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a lot of free time. I spend most of my time in my car, actually. I live about an hour away from where most of the studios are. So when I go to sessions, I try to plan them out during the day, and I'll usually have 2 or 3 on that side of town. So I'm in the car sometimes for 4 or 5 hours. So my recreation is really just getting outside. The studios are mostly in a closed room with no windows. So I have a lot of animals. I rescued animals, and I have six of them right now, plus a tank of fish. And so I like to spend time with those guys in my backyard. Or I go hiking. Today I went kayaking, swimming. Anything to be outside and be in nature is what I really crave more than anything else. So that's probably my biggest form of recreation. And I used to play music. I haven't played in a really long time. I'm going to start playing again now. So I used to do that a lot to relax. I just don't have a lot of time. And then with conventions, I've been doing convention almost every week lately, so I don't have any free time at all. I'm either on a plane or I'm working, one of the two. So it's kind of a crazy schedule.
But your time here, have you been able to enjoy Guam
I love Guam. Yeah, well, these guys gave me a nice, easy schedule here, so I've been able to walk around. I haven't been able to do a lot yet, but I did get out on the water today, and we're gonna go hiking, I think, right? We're gonna go hiking and maybe doing some, yeah, some Jamaican grill and a lot of eating. Eating is a hobby for me. I do a lot of eating, and maybe some snorkeling and stuff. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I hope you enjoy the food here because it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging it, and these guys know where to eat, so.
Yeah.
I'm,
Thank you.
I'm gonna eat as much of your food as I can possibly fit in my body.
Yeah. Thank you. And you should tell all your friends that the food on Guam is the bomb.
Okay, I will tell them.
Thank you.
Who do you guys want to come here next? Johnny Bosch? Yeah. Yeah, well, make sure you tell these guys who you want to come, and they're my friends, and I'll encourage them to come here. So, yeah, make sure you stay in touch with them, let them know. Oh, Troy Baker. Troy Baker's amazing. Troy has a really crazy travel schedule right now, though. He's one of my very good friends, and he's really hard to lock down. So, I don't know. Well, I'll mention it to him, and hopefully we can get him out here. He would love to come, I'm sure, but he's really busy right now, especially with Last of Us and some of his other big shows. So yeah, he travels even more than I do. Okay, I will tell him though. Okay, who's next? Hi.
Okay, so my question is, what was your favorite thing as voicing as Urdnot Grunt on Mass Effect?
Saying I am Krogan. Grunt was really fun to play. I think mainly because he's a baby. He's just a big scary baby that came out of a test tube and doesn't know about the world, and all of his reactions are based on that, from that place of innocence and discovery and pre-programming, the genetic programming. He was a very interesting character that way, and I like characters that sort of have that dichotomy, and one of the fiercest fighters you can ever encounter, but also the mindset of almost a newborn. So that was probably my favorite thing about him. And he was one of those characters also where they gave me a stack of paper about that thick, and we just had to bang through the lines. So I wish I had had more time to spend on each line with him. So hopefully it came out good enough for you.
Oh, it definitely did. My brother is a major fan. In fact, he made me bring his books and all of his copies of the game.
Awesome. Okay.
Also, one more thing. What usually helps you to choose what voice acting jobs you take?
If they ask me to, I'll take them. No, I'm a voice whore. I will do almost anything. No, I audition a lot, and the only job I've ever turned down was a hentai, and I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that it was a hentai until I was actually working on it. I was about 10 minutes into the show, and they just called it Project X, and they said, I'm voicing this giant creature. Oh, and by the way, he has tentacles, and that's all I knew. And I didn't even know I had never seen a hentai before. I didn't know what it was, and all of a sudden I'm doing this disgusting sounding creature, and he's starting to go after this young girl, and they have camera angles, and I go, oh, wait a minute, hold everything, stop the session. What is this? What am I looking at? And they said, well, it's hentai, it's porn. And I said, I didn't sign up for this. And it was so vile the way, a young girl was being abused by this creature. I couldn't do it, and I walked out. So I haven't done anything like that since. But that's really the only thing that I'll turn down. I'll do almost anything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a really big fan of Mass Effect, and Ernest Grant is like my favorite character. And
Awesome.
And I made a lot of great friends through our love for that character, and I just want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for playing.
We've been friends for like years now.
Awesome.
But I also want to ask about what it was like for Shadows of the Dam.
Shadows of the Dam? Oh, yes, that character was interesting. I can't even say his whole name because one of the words in his name is not so nice. That was kind of crazy. And talking about his gun, which also had a bad name. For you childrens here, do not listen to this.
I love that game.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a weird one too, because it was originally voiced by a Spanish actor, Castilian Spanish actor, and he had this beautiful accent and a beautiful voice, but you couldn't understand what he was saying. So I came into the studio and they said they just wanted to redo all of it, and they sort of wanted it Mexican, Spanish, sort of a combination of the two. And I have a really bad Latino accent, so it worked perfectly. So it was pretty fun playing Garcia Hotspur.
Was
And
it pretty like crazy with the like when they had to make you like say all those things? Like what are you thinking while you're?
it was fun. It's fun to say bad words. All you childrens out there, you know what I'm saying, right? Do not say them in front of your parents, but it is fun, right? So, no, it was great. I had a great time playing that game. I didn't know what I was doing on that game. I got the call maybe 4 hours before I was supposed to start recording, and I didn't know what it was that I was doing. So, it was fun. I couldn't believe I got to say what I got to say in that game.
Do you ever cosplay? Do you ever think about cosplay?
Do I ever cosplay? I'm cosplaying as Steve right now. That's the best I got. No, not really.
That's cosplay.
Thank you. No, I sweat too much to cosplay. All right, I think we have time for maybe one more. Okay, one more question, and then I'm gonna go do some signing. Hi. That was enthusiastic. Awesome, man.
Hey,
How you doing?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's all right. It's just us.
Hi, could you please say Adventure Time in your Wolverine voice?
Okay. Adventure time!
Yeah! Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome, you guys. So I'm going to be signing. I don't know where I'm signing right here. Oh, I guess I'm signing right here. And